siete un dicastero popolare, direi, e questo è bello. Mi raccomando, non perdete mai questo carattere di vicinanza alle donne e agli uomini del nostro tempo. Vicinanza, sottolineo quello.
Laity Family Life, the podcast.
As we continue in our series of podcasts from the Dicastery for Laity, Family and Life, let's address the preparation of engaged couples for marriage and the guidance offered by our Dicastery in the Catechumenal Pathways for Married Life. Let's begin with the question that emerges from Pope Francis' Apostolic exhortation Amoris Laetitia, namely, how can we proclaim the priceless value of marriage and family to young people?
To concretely answer this question, the Dicastery for Laity, Family and Life has published a pastoral document entitled Catechumenal Pathways for Married Life. Now, a year after its publication, many dioceses and parishes around the world are working to initiate a strong change in the way they announce their vocation to marriage to children and young people.
The Holy Father therefore calls us to change our perspective and broaden our outlook. In a recent catechesis of his, he said that a few talks given in the parish cannot be defined as preparation for marriage. This preparation, the Pope continued, must be mature and it takes time. What answers can be found to this solicitation in the Catechumenal Pathways for Married Life?
The proposal to the dioceses is to complement the premarital courses which prepare engaged couples only for the celebration of the marriage rite with pathways, that is, itineraries to accompany engaged couples in true discernment so that they can rediscover their faith and understand the meaning of marriage as a sacrament. Pope Francis points out to us that the Church, precisely because she is a mother, cannot differentiate between her children and, if she dedicates several years of seminary to prepare future priests, she cannot devote only a few days or a few weeks to those preparing for marriage. Rather, she must offer them adequate time and care. It is important that, alongside the priests, there should be married couples to reach out to them with great patience and the ability to listen, and to offer, along the way, the witness of their life as a couple and as a family.
Hence, there should be a preparation that makes young people understand that matrimony, as Pope Francis says, is not a formality. It is a sacrament. But it must be prepared with a true catechumenate. But what is the catechumenate?
In ancient times, the catechumenate was the path along which catechumens prepared to receive baptism and to live a life of faith from that moment on. The catechumen was accompanied until a true conversion to Jesus measured in him, her, and it was his/her change of life that indicated that she was ready to receive baptism. In practice, first one would become a disciple and then one would receive baptism. The same should be done in the marriage catechumenate, through which the Pope hopes that young people can first of all experience Jesus, be accompanied to understand the meaning of marriage and convert, that is, gradually adopt a Christian lifestyle in their personal life and that as a couple.
The project seems wonderful, but isn't it a little too ambitious?
If we expect to implement it in a short time, yes, it should be unthinkable, but great projects start by sowing a few seeds. However, this requires perseverance in sowing and patience in waiting. As Pope Francis often invites us, it is about the starting processes, the fruits of which we will probably not see, but which should be urgently started right now. It is a matter of creatively thinking about new ways of pastoral planning, so that the areas of formation of children, youth and adults interact with each other in unified pathways of faith. The goal is that, over the years, future generations will have a deeper understanding of their marital identity and the mission to which they are called in the Church, starting with their family vocation.
However, if we consider the real situation in our parishes, we cannot hide the fact that there is often a lack of suitable ground for such a challenging proposal.
This is true. There's a lack of people who are trained and capable of accompanying engaged couples. There's a lack of family pastoral teams, that is, substantial groups of couples who know how to collaborate with priests and other pastoral workers. Therefore, the first thing to do is to offer a kind of catechumenate to married couples who want to become involved in pastoral teams so that they can rediscover their sacrament of matrimony and become credible witnesses of Christian family life. Properly trained, they will then be able to accompany young people as they prepare for marriage, making them aware of the strengths of their marriage and the mission to which they in turn will be called as spouses in the ecclesial community. In this way, a virtuous circle will be created whereby, over the years, family ministry will be continually renewed with the contribution of young couples who, in their catechumenate journey, will come to be part of ecclesial life. There are many parish structures that, after a few years of catechumenate, have become appealing communities, precisely because, as Pope Francis has told us, it is not by proselytizing that the Church grows, but by attraction. And those who attract are witnesses, that is, people who from the encounter with Christ have concretely seen changes in their lives and in their relationships. We very well know that it is not so much hearing about God that is appealing and converts hearts, rather concretely witnessing the effects of God's action. And when we begin to see transformed families and couples experiencing renewed momentum within their relationship, it does not go unnoticed, and slowly, some couples in the community will begin to draw closer to understand what brought about the change they witness and that they desire for themselves.
In conclusion, who is called to implement these pathways for married life?
This is an important point that needs to be made clear. The entire Christian community is called to get involved so that a new way of proclaiming the gospel of marriage and the family to future generations can be achieved. The reasoning is that of a co-responsibility between priests, religious and laity, especially between priests and spouses, in the awareness that the sacrament of holy orders and the sacrament of matrimony are bestowed by the Lord so that together they can contribute to building the family of God. Priests should not feel that they are the only ones responsible for family ministry, and spouses should feel called not only to spend themselves for the community, but also to feel the urgency to form themselves in order to be able to effectively respond to their mission of witnessing and proclaiming marriage to young people as a beautiful and possible vocation.